Good morning, LTT. All right, I'm nicely warmed up because I joined the morning ride this morning, which I don't normally do, but yeah, the older I get, the better a warm-up, the more a warm-up matters, so that was great. Feeling like the blood is circulating before we kick off on Ltt Lhs. So let's start in a quadruped position and start with our spine. Just a gentle arch of the spine, up and down, bringing your tailbone and your head along. You can sync this with your breath. You'll exhale at the top, empty out. Inhale on the way down to cow. I went to my first cat cafe yesterday. Shout out to the Tipsy Tabby in Newmarket. They're adopting 1 to 3 cats a week. So a great organization. Okay, continuing on the spine, place your right hand on your head, and we'll bring your knee to your mat and your elbow to your mat, and then twist up 6 times each side. 2. Taking your time, just getting the shoulders and the spine to wake up. 4. 5. And 6. Other side. Curve down and open. 1. These sides do not feel the same. 2. 3. 4. 5. Last one. 6. Tuck your toes, raise your hips. Ooh, up to down dog. Pause here for a minute. Just feel that nice stretch down the back of your legs. And to bring that right foot up to your hands, keep your left foot planted and rotate. Hands back down. Return to down dog. Other side. So we're getting a nice lunge. We're getting a nice stretch through the posterior body. We're getting a nice rotation. Go at your own pace. If there's somewhere you want to pause, pause. Last side. And again, down dog, pedal out those feet. Come to 90-90. Let's loosen up our hips. Gliding forward, or perhaps holding forward. Given we'll be doing some Bulgarian split squats, really want to make sure that hip is loose and activated. We'll start with loose. Let's go 2 more. And then come forward, putting your body weight over the front of your foot for some more ankle flexion. I like to come in and out of it a little bit. And using the weight of my upper body to get more depth. Okay, other side. Legs in 90-90. Glide forward. Open up the hip with that down leg. Now come forward. press into that knee to really compress that ankle. Great. On our feet, shoulder cars. So we'll do both arms at the same time. Start with your palms facing your body. Cross your arms over, really trying to reach as far to the other side as you can. Come up, rotate your palms so they're facing behind you, and reach behind. So now I've got the back of my hands touching my hips, and now back up. As big of a circle as you can manage, although it probably does not look much like a circle. If you have pain in certain areas, go around it. But if you're like, oh, this is just a little stuck and I can loosen it up, let's do that. Okay. Neck, drop your chin, roll it along your right collarbone, tip your ear back, rotate through your chin high. I'll do 2 in each direction at this pace. You go at whatever pace you need. I'm glad I'm not using a mic, because if I was, you would hear some pretty intense crackling. I've been traveling weird neck position on airplanes, hotel pillows. Ooh. All right, next let's do 2 balance exercises, because as we'll be doing a lot of single leg, good to activate. These are called woodpeckers. So raise one leg, and then you're just leaning forward. This is a really subtle movement, but now I have the weight on my heels, and now I've moved it forward to my toes and back. And so this is great for our strength in our feet. Feel your calves working, your balance. And switch to the other side. It barely looks like I'm moving, but hopefully you're feeling that forward and back. And again, legs are not even. I usually can balance a bit better on my left than my right. Let's do one more. And then kind of a combination of the last 2. Raise one leg and just look side to side. So we don't have the visual stability. You know, it's easy when you're on one leg, you lock into a non-moving object. This doesn't let you do that. Switch sides. And let's, get some extra movement in the neck too. Stand up tall. Ooh, feel that ground shaking. Great, all right. Feeling stable on one leg, I hope. Let's get activated. We'll start with some good mornings. Feet about hip width apart. Let's put our hands on our head. bend at the hips. This is not a bend at the waist. This is a bend at the hips and coming up. We're doing 10. All body weight, waking us up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Squats. We're going through this twice. So again, first one, oh, maybe you're just feeling what's going on. You can go wide. Ooh, that's not woken up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's bring our knees up to our chest. 6 each side, just pulling it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 30 seconds of hops. Whatever you like. Maybe you're trying to go as high as you can. Maybe you're trying to go as fast as you can. Just start to get some bounding here. Got another 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. One more time through. Good mornings. 10. A little more focused. Can you squeeze a little bit more through your posterior chain? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 air squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So knee hugs, reverse lunges, 6 each side. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, 30 more seconds of hops. And let's go. So first set of leg exercises, we'll be doing squats, single leg variations. So I'm gonna start out with a staggered stance for the first one, and then the remaining 2 sets move to Bulgarian split squats. If you're operating without weights, frankly, I find a Bulgarian with my foot elevated plenty hard. And then we'll do calf raises, which don't require any weights. 3, 2, 1, rest, okay? Great, so grab yourself a weight. I'll use my bench so I'm not putting my back to you when I do the calf raises, because we'll lean on something. But let's grab a weight that you like. And as I said, I'm going to start with staggered stance. So I've got my leg back, the right leg back. The vast majority of my weight is in my front leg, which is my left leg. And we are doing 8. Now what I'm hoping is that you have picked a heavy enough weight to that 8 reps, 3, feels like real work. 4. If not, Throw in a couple more reps, 5. And go up weight next time. 6, 7, and 8. Switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knee tracks over toes. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Set that down. No weights for calf raises, but I want you to lean against something. And you can make this harder by pressing harder against your wall, or in my case, my bench. So I've got my left knee elevated. We're working the right to start. 8. Nice and slow. Like a count of 2, up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Up. Down for 4. 4 more. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Switch feet. Left leg is down, right knee is up. Up. 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Okay. Now we'll take a little breather, and we'll move on to Bulgarian split squats. So we should know from the assessment that we're doing what sort of weight works. We're doing 8 reps. We are not going to max effort. So grab whatever weight is right for you today to do 8 each side. So in terms of where to set your feet up, what I like to do, sit on the bench. I've got the bench at where my hamstring hits my glutes. I extend my legs. I leave one out. And I raise the back leg. So you can have a little bit of a forward bend. I don't want you to be like this. That probably means your back foot is too high. If that's the case, go back to staggered or a little lower bench step. So let's go for 8. 1, 2. Can you get that working leg almost to 90 degrees? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Set the weights down. Back to your wall. Are you making this hard enough? I want this to feel harder than a standing leg with a weight. So you can do that by really pressing into the wall. So, and you can also vary how far out your legs go, because what we get here is a little bit of that heel dip, like if you're off a set. So raise that left knee, and let's press for 8. Or we're going up for 2, down for 2. That was 1. Up, 2, up, 2, or 3, up, 4, up, 5, up, 6, up, 7, up, 8, and switch. Same thing, we go up, 1, up, 2. Hopefully you're also feeling this in the arms. 3, up, 4, up, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great. Well done. 2 rounds down. 1 more round of that. Keep hydrating. And if any of these exercises are really what you need to be doing, keep going. Make sure everything we do is serving you and the body you live in. All right, let's get set up for Bulgarians. Back leg goes up. Maybe give yourselves a little stretch by tipping the pelvis, standing tall. Okay, last round of these. We're doing 8 each leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Switch sides. Let yourself up. And we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. And as the last, we'll see the Bulgarians today. Bulgarian squats. If we have Bulgarians watching, you are welcome and thank you for that exercise. Last bit, last one of these calf raises. Maybe you go out a little further than you did before. Raise one leg and up. 1, really controlled. Up. 2, want everything tense. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. And up. 8. Other side. For those of you who have just ridden up, then top, up one. Before this, well done. Your legs have been worked today. Up. 3. Up. 4. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Before we move on to the next, we're going to do one set of tibia raises. Again, very subtle movement, but I want you to lean against something like a wall and just raise the front of your feet. So you should feel this along the front of your calves. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's it, just one set. I think that's a muscle that doesn't get a lot of attention. It probably should. Okay. So now we're moving into our next set of leg exercises, which we'll have, again, just 2. The first, the priority one, is the single leg deadlift. If you don't have a weight, that's fine. Just really concentrate on squeezing the pull, using that hamstring to pull you up and squeezing that glute at the top. We can start with staggered stance, which is what I'll do for the first set. And then whenever you're ready, back to single leg. Hips point down. We're not opening up. So make sure you're heading towards the ground. You can vary the challenge by having different weights and maybe only one weight in one hand on rotation. And then we'll grab that band. And the second exercise will be with our hip flexors. Again, if you don't have a band, you're just doing this very deliberately. And you raise that leg and press it down. So we'll stay on one side. We'll do 8, but we'll leave enough time if you're not feeling it at 8 that you can go a little further. So let's go ahead and get started with our deadlifts. So again, you can stay staggered stance the whole time if that's what you need. Ideally, your weight is a challenge at 8 reps. And let's go. We hinge at the hips. We don't get more depth through the back. Once you kind of have gone as far as you're going to, which for me is about here, let me pull. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Other side. Weights in this front foot. Back leg is really for balance. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Grab that band. So this will be the first set, and we'll use the band in other ways to continue working around other parts of our hip glute complex. So band is around the feet. Raise the hip for 1. 2, really make sure this is working 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side. 1. Good for balance. 2. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Good work. Set the band aside. Debbie, thank you. These are fabulous. Grab some water. We'll take a moment. And back to our second round of unilateral work. Deadlifts. Can you do this single leg? I mean, I'm sure you can because we were assessing it, but now we're practicing. Got a chance to go a little heavier weight, try to make it a little harder. So let's grab those weights, and we're doing 10. We're doing 8. 1. If these weights are not heavy enough, go get heavier weights right now. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Switch sides. I'm going to keep those hips pointed forward. Toes should be towards the ground too. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Oh boy. And 8. Okay. Second round of those done. Set those weights down, grab a band. You can grab a heavier one, a little heavier one. I'm going to my medium one. Place it around your feet again. And this time, we're going to side step. So we're really firing up the outsides, our abductors. So just going to walk side to side. So if you have, if you have, these came as a circle. If you have like the long physio band, tie it together. This will be a pretty small circle with that physio band, a long roll. So yeah, just tie it up. Oh yeah, so I'll show this type of band that Debbie recommends, and I echo that. This is not a paid promotion. All right, let's go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, okay, hopefully you're feeling that. The brand that I've got here is Renage. They are excellent. Okay. Okay. One more round of deadlifts, and then we'll do some different banded leg work. We were talking about the pogey challenge. One other thing you see pogey doing all the time are these band activations. So if it's good enough for Tade, it's good enough for us. Okay, last round of single leg deadlifts, 8 each side. In control. Oh boy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other leg, right into it. 1. These definitely feel harder to me as we fatigue some of the stabilizer muscles, like the abductors. But that's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great, we are done with deadlifts. Get that band again. If you don't have a band, you're gonna do the same motions. I'm gonna put this around my calves. If you have funky knees, if your knees do not like to be pressed, put it above the knees. If your knees are healthy, you can go below. So, all we're doing, we've got our leg back, and we're kind of lifting about at 45 degrees out. We'll go for 8. 1, 2, so you're firing that glute med. 3, 4, 5, 6. Where the band is, 7, 8. And how tight it is will influence how much range of motion you're getting. So let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ooh, okay. Let's give ourselves a little motion. Come down on the floor, legs in a seated 90-90, and just back and forth. Yeah, so if you don't have bands, go ahead and order 2 sets and keep one in your suitcase for when you travel. One more time each side. And now we'll move into upper body. So I'm gonna have 2 sets of weights because the 2 exercises we'll do. One will be a bent over row. You can do pretty heavy for this. And one will be an overhead press. I don't do the same weights for these. So grab your sets of weights. And we'll start with overhead press. I'm kneeling not for any exercise benefit, but there's only so much real estate in the camera lens. So again, we're going for 8. Want a weight that is going to challenge you on those last, especially in those last few reps. And let's press overhead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. Grab. If you're using different weights, if you're doing, if you don't have weights, by the way, for this, you can do scap push-ups. So your arms are staying reasonably straight, and you're just going back and forth, scap push-ups. Okay, grab those weights, bend at the hips, core is strong, and pull the weights up to your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Great. Quick sip of water, twice more through. We won't take much rest here. So, bring those weights back up to your shoulders, and we press for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Grab your heavier weights, or get your other set in hand, hinge at the hips, pull for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh. Okay. There is a weight that April can do in the gym, and there's a weight that April can do while talking. Those are not the same. But now I feel committed. 1 more round. Overhead press to begin. Let's go for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Last set of this. Hinge at the hips and pull for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, core strong, 2, and 1. Ooh, good work. We will now move onto our mats. Okay, so we'll do 5 exercises. Do grab 1 lighter weight. I'm just grabbing 5 pounds. So we will start with the classic plank. We will then move into a side plank, and this weight is so we can do rotations. We'll then do some variations on crunches. Fourth one, we'll put our foot up on the bench For holds, for glute bridges, you can also do that on the ground, and then back extensions. So we'll cycle, we'll spend about 10 minutes cycling through those exercises. So, grab a sip of water. And let's go into plank. In 3, 2, 1, up. Pick whatever plank you like. I'm here in good old forearm plank. We talked last time, 2 times ago, about radiating tension. So, how can you engage everything? Can you engage your heels and calves, stretching longer? Can you engage your quads and your glutes and your hamstrings to keep your legs straight? Can you engage your lower abs to make sure your core, your body is flat? Can you engage your chest so you're not just collapsing onto your bones? Can you engage your upper arms, levering the forearms into the ground and separating the chest? And can you press your palms down into the ground? And we're going to hold this for another 5. Radiating tension. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Maybe a little back bend to rest. Now get ready for side plank. I've got a weight, just my 5 here. If you don't have a weight, you don't need one. You can do this unweighted. So side plank variations. I think everyone is able to do the folding, but if not, if side plank is a challenge for you, start here. Step 2, raise that upper leg. Step 3, onto your feet. This is where I'll be. Step 4, raise that upper leg. Wow, that's a lot. So we are going to start in a regular side plank. I'm going to the other side because that side's tired. And into your side plank, raise your arm, maybe it has a weight in it. And 6 times we are going to reach through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, same thing. Come up into that side plank, raise the arm, and twist through for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Good old regular crunches. We'll do 24, nice multiple of 8. Join me in a tabletop position. So your knees are here. Let's go. 1. Exhale at the top. 2. Go at your own pace. 3rd through. 4, Halfway. Two-thirds. Five, four, three, two, one. Whew. Okay. Set yourself so you can put your feet on a bench or a step or a chair. And what we'll do is lift one leg up and use the other to hold you up for time. So, ready, and lift. So feel this in the glute and in the hamstring. I've got it lower glute here. Get comfortable. We're not in any rush. This is what we're here to do this morning. We have another 15 seconds, and then we'll switch right into the other side. Five, four, three, two, one. No rest. Right into the other side. If you don't have a bench, you can do this off the ground as well. The bench makes it a little tougher. You want to make it even tougher, have something unstable, like a big yoga ball. Another 20 seconds. If you're not feeling this, press a little higher. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Onto your belly for back extensions. We will do back crunches for 12. So lifting everything up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and let's hold to the top for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no rest. We have like 4 minutes left to work, so join me in plank. We won't hold as long this time, but keep all of those lessons we had from last time, radiating tension, going. And saw with me, which means your body comes forward and back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Grab that weight. Side plank. And we reach through for 6, and we'll go right to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, weight goes away. Regular crunches or whatever variation you like. Just 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now we'll do up and down. Get back to that same position on your bench. Lift your right leg, and we lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right into the other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last exercise, back extensions, T's, W's, Y's. So, if you can keep your legs together, raise everything up, extend the arms straight out in a T. Pull the elbows in to a W. Extend out and forward into a Y. T. W, can you lift a little higher? We're almost done. And we hold it Y for 5, 4, 3, get higher, 2, higher still, 1. Rest. Good work. Well done. While we're here, can you give me a back bend? Whatever you like. I've got my hands as wide as my mat. Whew. And trying to relax and extend that back. And then keep the toes together, knees a little wider, into child's pose. Thanks. Onto our backs, glutes, feet in figure 4. So I've got my left ankle crossed over my right knee, lean back, grab that right thigh. Keep those legs connected as they are. Right hand makes the left knee go across the body for a beautiful spinal twist. Looking over your left hand. As you exhale, can you deepen that twist? Switch sides. Right ankle over left knee. Grab the left thigh. You can move around a little bit just to get, are you getting into the part of the muscle that you really need to put on stretch? And twist. This time, legs come over to the left, gaze to the right. Last thing we'll stretch is our quads. You can do this standing, or if you've got your bench or chair still handy, go into couch stretch. So I've got my foot up on the bench. Everything about my lower right leg is into 90-90. And my standing tall, I'm getting a beautiful stretch down my quad. I've yet to find a graceful way to come out of this, but when you're ready, I put my hands to the ground, stand up, hook the back foot on the bench, and then other side. All right, well done, everybody. We are halfway through December. Hopefully this has become a habit. You are having a little less residual soreness, unless you've been really increasing your weights week over week. And you see some of that translate through to the bike. So great work today. We'll see everybody next Sunday.